Today, you're going to be filling out your own version of a learning pit based on one of your learning experiences that you've found a bit challenging and how you got through that challenge. Now, you should have two things up today. You should have the task and you should have the slides up. And this slide in particular, because it's going to help you to see the different stages of the learning pit to help you fill out your task. Now, the first stage is what is it you were learning? So, for example, I'm going to say, I was learning how to divide by 4 using a skeleton table. Okay, I'm going to make this bigger because that is very small at the moment. Right, okay. So I was learning how to divide by 4 using a skeleton table. So that is what I was learning, okay? That's what we're going to start with. Now then, this part here, if you're not sure what you could write here, go back to the slide and it says making an attempt. So first of all, I wrote out my 4 times tables, my 4 times tables, out my 4 times tables as a skeleton table. Okay, so again, going to make that just a bit bigger. Right, okay, so that is me having an attempt. So, and then I answered the question. Okay, so I answered the question. Now, you could give an example of a specific question if you want to be really specific, okay? It might have been, for example, 12 divided by 4. So you could write that in there as well. Then this is where we get to the deep part of the pit. So this is where you were confused or you'd made a mistake. So maybe here is when an adult marked your work online and said that you had a correction um, to make to go onto your work and correct. So then that's when you were in the pit because you were confused why your answer was wrong. So I'm going to say an adult marked my work and told me my answer was incorrect. Okay, right. So that's when you're really in your pit now, okay? This is where you're confused, you can't work out why your answer's wrong. Okay, so what is this stage? Flick back, remember to check. So trying to solve it. So here is going to be what you did to try to come up with the correct answer after you were told your first answer was wrong. So I know that I went back and checked my 4 times tables. So I checked that my 4 times tables were correct and realized they were not, and realized they were not, and I then corrected them. Right, okay. So because your 4 times tables were wrong, obviously we use the skeleton table to help us with our division. So if they're wrong, then that's going to have caused you to get the wrong answer. So here, this is just getting back up and it says trying to solve it and then just getting back up. So then I'm going to put, I then wrote in the correct answer to my maths question. Okay. And then here, the adult then marked it right. An adult then congratulated me as I got the question right. Okay. So that could be an example of your learning pit there, okay? Now you don't have to do maths, you can do any learning experience of your choice, but that is the stages of your learning pit.